Dear brothers, good morning. What's up, boys? Big Monday. Let's get right after it. I know that everyone obviously has news of all of the happenings of the weekend up in Pennsylvania. We understand about the assassination attempt, and I'm sure all of you have caught plenty of news on that. However, what I want to address this morning is something that I have noticed in reaction to that, but also to other things, and something that I think is wrecking men right now, and is something that we need to kind of parcel out. And that is the fact that we can be so easily manipulated out of being productive by news, media, articles, and by just pretty plainly being offended. When I'll use a good example. So Ryan Holiday has talked about this before, where he calls it outrage porn, where it's kind of this idea that the media throws out something outrageous to you, even if it's partly true, and people have a certain amount of offense or outrage they take to that, and that leads them to respond in an outrageous fashion to it, and then other people become outraged by that, and it's just this rolling, mud monster that's just pulling everybody into it, and everyone's offended, and they're grabbing their phones, and they're like, oh, I can't believe they said this. Did you see what they said? Look at what came up on CNN, or look at what came up on Fox, or look what's on Newsmax right now, or oh my gosh, I can't believe that Vice would write this article. And then it's just this conglomerate of people just bitching and moaning about what they are offended by. We love having things that we are offended by, or some kind of injustice that we have faced. And then you add to that most of us will publicly share that via social media or via whatever. And it gives us this feeling of, moral righteousness or something, that somebody else, that we care about this, or that we're struggling with this. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It is not moving the needle in any good direction. The events of this weekend are terrible. Just, they are loathsome. They're embarrassing as a country. And I think the rhetoric that we have right now is just all bullshit across the board. And I think a lot of this comes down at the current juncture. Forget the political side of things, but at the citizen level, at our level, as men specifically that are listening to this podcast, we don't have anything better to fucking do than listen to all of the nonsense in the world and get so wrapped up in it and get so polarized by it. And every time I hear that word polarized, I think to myself, you're having like these extremes, and most people don't even know why they believe half the shit they believe. And so I think to myself, as I was kind of quickly racking my brain on talking with you guys this morning, when you get fired up about something, when you're offended by something, take a moment and try to go, hey, what am I even upset about? That somebody disagrees with me? Okay. Is that solving any problem in my life right now? Like, oh, this person was, happy about the assassination attempt this weekend, which unfortunately there were people that did that. Does my getting pissed at them and my getting fired up about it and looking at everything and going into the comments to see how many roasts this person got, what does that do for me? Make me feel better? Make me more superior to that person? Do I get some, moral righteousness award for that? No, you don't. And in fairness, we just want to make ourselves feel better than others. And again, I'll repeat this. It's not moving the needle. We are to work. We are to keep. We are to help our families. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be politically involved in the sense that we should understand people's point of views, why we should vote for them, what they're doing for us. Does what they believe in support our belief system? I make no qualms about myself being a Christian and this being, a men's fellowship. Like, if what someone believes in doesn't fall in line to some degree or to a larger degree with my belief system, my biblical belief system, then that's a problem. I should know that when I'm going to the ballot box. But when you start digesting all of these, ancillary things, all of the yelling and the social media comments and all the stuff, when you start sucking all of that in, and that's sapping your time, which should be devoted to bettering yourself so that you can keep your family safe, time that should be devoted to you exercising, time that should be you devoted learning something. I think to myself, even over the weekend in my own right, looking at my phone, I'm like, how much other shit could I have done if I wasn't looking at my phone? I could have been studying. I'm working on a bunch of projects right now. I very easily could have been spending time doing that. We get too far. We get too offended by things, and we get too excited to look at people that have differing views than ours get put down into the dirt by others. We love the put downs, and honestly, it's below the heroic man. We've talked about that before, but it's the truth. When you want someone else to be pushed down, even if you could find ways to say that they earned it, don't. It's below the heroic man. Our job is to keep this world. It's to foster growth in this world. And our inability to show empathy is going to be a problem in that regard. So I could really go on this topic for quite a long time, but I really want to just hammer the point to you guys today that do not let the outrage of the world turn your gaze from what matters in your life. Because guess what? It's only going to continue. You're only going to continue to see outrageous and terrible things happen, specifically in our political landscape. However, if you allow that to steer your gaze, to turn you away from your purpose, your goals, your drives in life, what God has called you to do, then you are forfeiting your gift. And for what? To feel good about someone being put down by another person on the internet? Get rid of it. That is not what we want. It's not what we need. It is not illustrative of what a heroic man is. And it's time to move on from that and be far better humans. I love you, boys. God bless you. Let's get after it today. Focus on what you need to get done. Don't be distracted by all this nonsense. That's it. I love you, boys. We'll see you.